First contact and diplomacy. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Captain Elara Chen as she stood on the bridge of the ESS Horizon, Earth's most advanced interstellar vessel. The ship's sleek design and state-of-the-art technology represented humanity's greatest achievement in space exploration. Yet, as Elara gazed at the holographic display showing their current position in the Orion Arm, she couldn't shake the feeling that they were mere infants taking their first steps into a universe teeming with ancient civilizations. "Captain, we're picking up an anomalous energy signature," reported Lieutenant Raj Patel, his dark eyes fixed on the sensor readouts. "It's unlike anything we've encountered before." Elara's heart raced with a mix of excitement and apprehension. "Can you pinpoint its location, Lieutenant?" Raj's fingers danced across the holographic interface. "Yes, ma'am. It's coming from a point about 2 light-years ahead of our current position. The energy output is incredible." "Helm, adjust our course to investigate," Elara commanded. "Let's see what we've stumbled upon." As the ESS Horizon altered its trajectory, the crew buzzed with anticipation. Humanity had long wondered if they were alone in the universe, and now they might finally have their answer. Hours passed as the ship approached the source of the energy signature. Suddenly, the void of space before them shimmered and distorted, revealing a massive structure that seemed to materialize out of nowhere. "My God," whispered Dr. Samantha Reeves, the ship's xenobiologist. "It's a space station, and it's alive." The structure before them pulsed with bioluminescent patterns, its organic curves defying human architectural norms. It was a breathtaking fusion of technology and biology, dwarfing the ESS Horizon in both size and complexity. Before Elara could issue any orders, a voice resonated through the ship's communication systems, bypassing all encryption protocols. "Greetings, travelers," the voice said, its tone melodious yet alien. "We are the Galactic Alliance, and we welcome you to the cosmic community." A stunned silence fell over the bridge. Elara took a deep breath, realizing that the weight of humanity's first extraterrestrial interaction rested on her shoulders. "This is Captain Elara Chen of the Earth spaceship Horizon," she responded, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "We come in peace and with an open mind." The next few hours were a whirlwind of activity as the crew of the ESS Horizon prepared for their first face-to-face meeting with the representatives of the Galactic Alliance. A shuttle was dispatched from the living space station, docking with the human vessel with graceful precision. As the airlock cycled, Elara stood ready with a small delegation, including Dr. Reeves and Lieutenant Patel. The door hissed open, revealing 3 alien beings that defied easy description. The lead alien stepped forward, its body a shimmering, translucent blue that seemed to flow like water. 2 others flanked it, one with a form reminiscent of an earth octopus, and another that appeared to be made of living crystal. "I am Ambassador Zolix of the Galactic Alliance," the blue entity said, its voice resonating in their minds rather than through the air. "We have long awaited the day when your species would reach the stars." Elara bowed slightly, a gesture of respect. "Ambassador, it's an honor to meet you. We have so many questions." Zilix's form rippled in what Elara hoped was amusement. "And we have answers to share, Captain Chen. But first, we must discuss your species' place in the greater galactic community." Over the next few days, the crew of the ESS Horizon engaged in intensive discussions with the Galactic Alliance representatives. They learned of a vast network of civilizations spanning the Milky Way, governed by ancient laws and treaties that maintained a delicate balance of power and resources. However, as the talks progressed, it became clear that not all members of the Alliance were thrilled about humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage. "Your species is unpredictable," stated Grufok, the crystalline being, during one particularly tense meeting. "Your history is marked by conflict and rapid technological advancement. Some members of the Alliance fear you may destabilize the current order." Dr. Reeves, ever the diplomat, leaned forward. "But surely our potential for growth and innovation could benefit the Alliance as a whole." The octopoid alien, introduced as Skull, waved its tentacles in a gesture that translated to skepticism. Perhaps, but it could also lead to chaos. Your kind must prove themselves worthy of full membership. As the discussions continued, Ilara found herself navigating a complex web of alien politics and cultural misunderstandings. The Alliance's concerns about humanity's warlike past and rapid technological progress were valid, but she also saw an opportunity to showcase humanity's best qualities. During a break in the negotiations, Ilara pulled her team aside. We need to demonstrate that humanity isn't just about conflict and ambition. We need to show them our capacity for cooperation, creativity, and compassion. Inspired by their captain's words, the crew began to interact more closely with the alien representatives, sharing stories, art, and scientific knowledge. Dr. Reeves organized a cultural exchange program, while Lieutenant Patel worked with Alliance engineers to solve complex technological challenges. Slowly but surely, the aliens' perceptions began to shift. They marveled at human music, were moved by Earth literature, and were impressed by humanity's ability to think outside the box when it came to scientific problems. However, not all was smooth sailing. A faction within the Alliance, led by a species known as the Vexcar, remained staunchly opposed to human integration. They argued that humanity's inclusion would upset the delicate balance of power that had maintained peace for millennia. Tensions reached a boiling point when the Vexcar representative, a towering insectoid being named Kezath, confronted Ilara directly. "Your kind are dangerous," Kezath chittered, mandibles clicking in agitation. "You speak of peace, yet your history is soaked in blood. How can we trust that you won't bring your wars to the stars?" Ilara stood her ground, her voice calm but firm. "We have learned from our past, Ambassador Kezath. Yes, humanity has made mistakes, but we have also shown an incredible capacity for growth and change. We don't ask you to trust us blindly. We ask for the chance to prove ourselves as valuable members of the galactic community." The room fell silent, the tension palpable. It was Ambassador Zilix who finally broke the silence. "Captain Chen speaks wisely," the blue entity said, its form shimmering with what seemed to be approval. "The Alliance has always valued diversity and the potential for growth. Perhaps it is time we extend that principle to our new human friends." As the first phase of negotiations drew to a close, a tentative agreement was reached. Humanity would be granted provisional membership in the Galactic Alliance, with a probationary period to demonstrate their commitment to galactic peace and cooperation. Ilara and her crew prepared to return to Earth, their minds reeling from the enormity of what they had experienced and a responsibility that now rested on humanity's shoulders. As the ESS Horizon disengaged from the living space station, Ilara gazed out at the star-studded void, a mix of excitement and trepidation filling her heart. They were about to usher in a new era for humanity, one filled with wonders beyond imagination, but also challenges that would test the very core of what it meant to be human. Little did they know that their greatest test was yet to come, as ancient forces stirred in the depths of space, setting in motion events that would shape the destiny of not just humanity, but the entire Galactic Alliance. The artifact discovery. 6 months had passed since humanity's first contact with the Galactic Alliance. The Earth was abuzz with excitement and trepidation as news of extraterrestrial life spread across the globe. Governments scrambled to adapt to this new reality, while scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to understand and integrate alien technologies. Captain Ilara Chen, now hailed as a hero of first contact, found herself leading a new mission. The ESS Horizon, refitted with some of the Alliance's technology, was tasked with exploring the fringes of human space, seeking out resources and potential colony sites. As the ship cruised through an uncharted star system, Lieutenant Raj Patel's voice cut through the quiet hum of the bridge. "Captain, I'm detecting unusual energy readings from the third planet of this system." Ilara leaned forward in her chair, intrigued. "Can you be more specific, Lieutenant?" Ray's fingers danced across his console. "It's strange, Captain. The energy signature is similar to some of the Alliance tech we've seen, but it's orders of magnitude more powerful. And old, really old. Dr. Samantha Reeves, who had insisted on joining this mission, peered over Rage's shoulder. Her eyes widened. This can't be right. If these readings are accurate, we're looking at technology that predates the Galactic Alliance by millions of years. Ilara felt a chill run down her spine. In their short time interacting with the Alliance, they'd learned of the precursors, a mysterious ancient civilization that had supposedly seeded the galaxy with life before vanishing without a trace. Could this be a relic of that long-lost species? "Helm, take us into orbit," Ilara commanded. "Reg, begin detailed scans of the planet's surface. Sam, I want you to analyze every bit of data we can gather." As the Horizon entered orbit around the alien world, the crew worked feverishly to unravel the mystery below. The planet itself was a harsh, rocky world with a thin atmosphere, not unlike Mars. But nestled within a deep canyon was a structure that defied explanation. "It's some kind of facility," Raj reported, projecting a 3D image of the site. "Partially buried, but still intact. The energy readings are coming from deep within." Ilara studied the projection, her mind racing. "Prep a landing team. We're going down there." Hours later, Ilara led a team including Raj, Sam, and a security detail to the surface. As they approached the ancient structure in their shuttle, its true scale became apparent. The facility was massive, easily dwarfing any human construction. The team entered through a breach in the outer wall, their environmental suits protecting them from the thin, cold air. Inside, they found corridors lined with a material that seemed to absorb light, making their helmet lamps appear dim and ineffective. "This architecture," Sam mused, running a gloved hand along the wall, "it's unlike anything in the Alliance database. We're definitely dealing with precursor technology here." As they ventured deeper into the facility, they encountered rooms filled with incomprehensible machinery. Some devices still hummed with power, displaying holographic interfaces that flickered to life as they passed. "Holy shit," Raj breathed, his eyes wide behind his faceplate. "Some of this tech, it's like it's reacting to our presence, adapting in real time." Ilara felt a mixture of awe and unease. The potential of such technology in human hands was staggering, but she couldn't shake the feeling that they were meddling with forces beyond their understanding. Suddenly, the entire facility thrummed to life. Lights pulsed along the walls, and a low, resonant tone filled the air. In the center of the room, a massive holographic display materialized, showing a map of the galaxy. "It's some kind of navigation system," Sam exclaimed, her scientific curiosity overriding her caution. She approached the display, reaching out to touch it. "Sam, wait," Ilara started to say, but it was too late. As Sam's hand made contact with the hologram, a surge of energy pulsed through the room. The map zoomed in on a specific sector of space, highlighting a series of coordinates. Then, just as suddenly as it had activated, the system went dark. What just happened?" Rage asked, his voice shaky. Before anyone could respond, Ilara's communicator crackled to life. "Captain Chen, this is the Horizon. We're detecting a massive energy spike from your location. Are you all right?" "We're fine," Ilara responded, her mind racing. "But something's happened. We need to report this to Alliance headquarters immediately." As the team hastily made their way back to the shuttle, none of them noticed the small, spider-like drone that detached itself from the wall and scuttled after them, its singular eye gleaming in the darkness. Back on the Horizon, the crew worked tirelessly to analyze the data they gathered. The coordinates revealed by the precursor device pointed to a location deep in unexplored space, far beyond the current borders of Alliance territory. "Whatever this is," Sam said, gesturing to the star map, "it was important enough for the precursors to build an entire facility around it. We need to investigate further." Ilara nodded, but her expression was grave. "Agreed, but we can't do this alone. We need to inform the Alliance and request support. As Ilara prepared to send their report, a priority message came through from Earth. The holographic form of Admiral Yuzuki Sato, Ilara's superior and mentor, materialized on the bridge. "Captain Chen," the Admiral began, her tone urgent. "We've received troubling intelligence from our allies in the Alliance. It seems that news of your discovery has leaked." Ilara frowned. "How is that possible? We haven't even sent our report yet." The Admiral's expression darkened. "We're not sure, but several factions within the Alliance are already mobilizing fleets. They're all racing to claim whatever it is you found." The implications hit Ilara like a punch to the gut. Humanity's provisional status in the Alliance was already tenuous. If they were seen as withholding crucial information about precursor technology, it could jeopardize everything they'd worked for. "What are our orders, Admiral?" Ilara asked, though she already suspected the answer. "You're to proceed to the coordinates you've discovered," Admiral Sato replied. "A joint Human Alliance task force is being assembled to meet you there." "But Ilara," she paused, her voice softening, "be careful. Not everyone in the Alliance has humanity's best interests at heart. Trust your instincts." As the Admiral's hologram faded, Ilara turned to her crew. She saw determination in their eyes, mixed with a hint of fear. They all understood the gravity of the situation. "All right, people," Ilara said, her voice steady and commanding. "We're about to embark on the most important mission of our lives. The fate of humanity's place in the galaxy may well rest on what we do next. I need everyone at their best." As the crew rushed to prepare for their journey into the unknown, Ilara couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. In her quarters, she pulled out a small, secure data pad, a gift from Ambassador Zilex. On it was a message that made her blood run cold. "Beware the Vex car. They seek the power of the precursors for themselves. Trust no one." Ilara closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. When she opened them again, they were filled with steely resolve. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she and her crew would face them head-on. The journey to the precursor coordinates would be long and fraught with danger, but it was a journey that would shape the destiny of humanity and perhaps the entire galaxy. As the ESS Horizon prepared to jump to faster-than-light speed, none of its crew noticed a small, alien drone that had attached itself to the ship's hull, its eye pulsing with an ominous red light as it transmitted data to its distant masters. The stage was set for a cosmic drama that would test the limits of human ingenuity, courage, and determination. The race for the precursor artifact had begun, and the fate of galaxies hung in the balance. The expedition and betrayal. The vast emptiness of unexplored space stretched before the ESS Horizon as it dropped out of FTL at the enigmatic coordinates left behind by the precursors. Captain Ilara Chen stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the main viewscreen, searching for any sign of the artifact that had set its cosmic race in motion. "Anything on sensors, Raj?" she asked, her voice tense with anticipation. Lieutenant Patel shook his head, his brow furrowed in concentration. "Nothing yet, Captain, but there's some kind of interference." "Wait," his eyes widened. "I'm picking up multiple signatures dropping out of FTL. It's the Joint Task Force." A dozen ships materialized around them, a mix of sleek human vessels and the more organic designs of various Alliance species. At the center of the formation was a massive ship that dwarfed even the largest human cruiser. "We're being hailed," announced the communications officer. Ilara nodded. On screen, the image of a stern-looking Vex car appeared, its insectoid features impassive. "I am Admiral Kovacs of the Galactic Alliance. You will transfer all data regarding the precursor artifact to us immediately." Ilara felt a chill run down her spine. This wasn't the cooperative mission she had been promised. "Admiral, with all due respect, we're here as part of a joint expedition. We should be working together, not." Kovacs cut her off with a chittering sound that might have been laughter. "Your species' provisional status does not grant you the right to dictate terms, Captain Chen." The artifact is too dangerous to be left in the hands of such an unpredictable race. Before Elara could respond, alarms blared across the bridge. "Captain," Raj shouted, "massive energy spike detected. Something's coming through." The space before them seemed to twist and tear, a swirling vortex of impossible colors forming in the void. From within this cosmic maelstrom emerged a structure that defied comprehension, a massive, geometrically complex object that seemed to shift and change even as they watched. "My God," breathed Dr. Reeves, who had rushed to the bridge at the commotion. "It's not just an artifact, it's a station or a ship, and it's alive." The precursor construct pulsed with energy, tendrils of light reaching out to touch each of the assembled ships. As the light washed over the horizon, Elara felt a presence brush against her mind, ancient and unfathomably vast. "Captain," came Kivax's voice, now tinged with something that might have been fear. "You will withdraw your vessel. The Alliance will handle this matter." Elara's eyes narrowed. "Like hell we will. We discovered this, and we have every right to be here." As if in response to her defiance, a beam of energy shot out from the precursor structure, engulfing the horizon in a cocoon of light. Elara braced for an attack, but instead, she felt the ship change. Displays flickered and reformed, showing information in ways she had never seen before. "Captain," Rab said, his voice filled with awe. "The ship, it's integrated some of the precursor tech. Our capabilities have just increased exponentially." A similar beam lanced out toward Kivax's flagship, but at the last moment, it veered away as if repelled. The Vexcar vessel shuddered, arcs of energy playing across its hull. "They've been rejected," Dr. Reeves realized. "The artifact, it's choosing us." Kivax's image reappeared on the screen, mandibles clicking furiously. "This changes nothing. You will surrender your vessel and—" His words were cut off as a barrage of fire erupted from the Alliance ships, pounding against the horizon's shields. But the expected devastation never came. The newly enhanced defenses held firm, the energy of the attacks seeming to dissipate harmlessly. "Return fire?" Rage asked, his hand hovering over the weapons controls. Elara shook her head. "No, we're not here to start a war." She turned to the communications officer. "Broadcast on all frequencies. To all Alliance vessels, we have no hostile intentions. The precursor artifact has chosen to interface with our ship. We propose an immediate ceasefire and negotiations tow." Her words were interrupted by a bone-jarring impact. One of the smaller Alliance ships, emblazoned with the insignia of the Vexcar, had rammed them directly. "Hull breach on Deck 7, shouted the damage control officer. "We're being boarded." Elara's mind raced. They were under attack, their ship was changing by the second, and an ancient alien artifact of unimaginable power hung before them. It was time to show the galaxy what humans were made of. "Reg, use our new sensors. Find me a weakness in that Vexcar ship. Dr. Reeves, I need you to figure out how to communicate with this artifact. And someone get me a security team to repel those boarders." As the crew sprang into action, Elara felt a swell of pride. Despite the chaos, despite being outnumbered and outgunned, her people were rising to the challenge. They had trained for the unknown, prepared for the impossible, and now they would show the Galactic Alliance the true potential of humanity. In the corridors of the horizon, the security team led by Lieutenant Commander Jack Harper engaged the boarding party. The insectoid aliens were formidable, their exoskeletons deflecting standard weapons fire, but human ingenuity proved its worth as Harper's team adapted, using the environment to their advantage. "Magnetic boots on," Harper shouted before hitting the emergency decompression. The sudden vacuum sent the unprepared Vexcar tumbling, while the human defenders stood firm. In the Zerog environment, Harper's team maneuvered with practiced ease, their training in space combat paying off. Meanwhile, on the bridge, Dr. Reeves worked feverishly to decipher the alien signals now flooding their systems. "It's like It's trying to teach us, she muttered, her eyes darting across streams of data. Captain, I think I can establish a more direct link with the artifact, but it's risky. It could overload our systems or our minds. Ilara didn't hesitate. Do it. We need every advantage we can get. As Rees initiated the link, Ilara felt a surge of information flood her consciousness. Images, concepts, and technologies beyond human understanding flashed through her mind. But instead of being overwhelmed, she found herself adapting, her brain making connections and leaps of logic that should have been impossible. Reg, she said, her voice resonating with newfound knowledge. Target these coordinates on the Vex ship. She rattled off a series of numbers that made little sense to anyone else. Reg complied, and a precisely targeted energy pulse from the horizon struck the enemy vessel. The massive ship's engines sputtered and died, leaving it drifting helplessly. How did you? Reg began, but Ilara was already moving on. Broadcast to all ships, she commanded. This is Captain Ilara Chen of the ESS Horizon. We have neutralized the immediate threat and established contact with the precursor artifact. I urge all vessels to stand down. What we have discovered here could revolutionize life for all species in the galaxy. But if we continue this conflict, we risk destroying it, and ourselves. There was a tense moment of silence. Then, one by one, the Alliance ships powered down their weapons. All except for one, a sleek, predatory vessel that had been hanging back from the main battle. Captain, Raj warned, that ship is charging weapons. It's not like the others, some kind of stealth technology. How did we miss it? Before Ilara could respond, the mystery ship fired, but its target wasn't the horizon. A lance of energy struck the precursor artifact, causing it to shudder and emit a keening wail that resonated through space itself. No, Ilara shouted, realizing too late what was happening. This had been the plan all along, to let the humans and the Alliance fight amongst themselves while a hidden faction made their move on the true prize. As the artifact began to break apart, a blinding light engulfed the horizon. Ilara felt a wrenching sensation, as if her very atoms were being pulled in 1,000 directions at once. The last thing she saw before losing consciousness was the bridge dissolving around her, reality itself seeming to unravel. In that moment of cosmic chaos, the fate of humanity, and indeed, the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. The precursor artifact had been awakened, and its long-dormant power was now unleashed. As Captain Ilara Chen and her crew tumbled into the unknown, the true test of human resilience and ingenuity was about to begin. Little did they know that this was just the beginning of an adventure that would challenge everything they thought they knew about the universe, their place in it, and the very nature of existence itself. Human ingenuity unleashed. Consciousness returned to Captain Ilara Chen in waves, each one bringing with it a new sensation of wrongness. The familiar hum of the ESS Horizon's engines was gone, replaced by an eerie silence. The air felt thick, almost gelatinous, and colors seemed to shift and blend in impossible ways. As Ilara's vision cleared, she realized she was floating in a vast, undefined space. Fragments of the horizon drifted around her, along with pieces of Alliance ships and swirling eddies of energy from the shattered precursor artifact. And there, scattered among the debris, were her crew members, each enclosed in a bubble of what looked like solidified time. Status report, Ilara croaked, her training kicking in despite the surreal circumstances. To her surprise, her comm unit crackled to life. Captain, is that you? It was Rage's voice, tinged with both relief and confusion. I don't know where I am. Everything's wrong. Stay calm, Lieutenant, Ilara replied, trying to project confidence she didn't entirely feel. Dr. Reeves, Commander Harper, sound off if you can hear me. One by one, voices checked in. Most of the bridge crew had survived, along with pockets of personnel from throughout the ship, but they were scattered, isolated in their temporal bubbles, adrift in what seemed to be the space between realities. Dr. Rees, Ilara called, Any theories on what's happened to us? There was a moment of silence before Sam's voice came through, thoughtful despite the circumstances. The artifact's destruction seems to have torn a hole in space-time. We're outside of normal space. These bubbles are protecting us, but I don't know for how long. Ilara's mind raced. They were in an impossible situation, but giving up wasn't an option. All right, people, we're going to get through this. First things first, we need to find a way to communicate and move in this space. As if in response to her words, Ilara felt a tingling sensation. The precursor knowledge that had flooded her mind earlier began to surface, offering tantalizing glimpses of understanding. Everyone, listen carefully, she said. Focus your thoughts. Visualize your bubble connecting with the others around you. The artifact, it changed us, gave us abilities. We just need to learn how to use them. Across the void, the crew of the Horizon concentrated. Slowly, tendrils of energy began to stretch between the bubbles, forming a web of connections. As the network grew, so did their ability to perceive and interact with their strange environment. Lieutenant Commander Harpo was the first to figure out movement. By projecting his will, he managed to propel his bubble through the non-space. It's like swimming, he reported, but you use your mind instead of your body. As the humans adapted to their new reality, they began to gather, forming a loose cluster amid the cosmic debris. But they weren't alone. Other bubbles contained surviving members of the Alliance fleet, including some of the Vexcar boarders. Captain, Reg called out, his voice urgent. I'm picking up another group of signatures. It's that stealth ship, the one that destroyed the artifact. They're collecting pieces of it. Ilara's eyes narrowed. Whoever these interlopers were, they had orchestrated this entire scenario. And now they were reaping the benefits while everyone else struggled to survive. Not if we have anything to say about it, Ilara muttered. Raj, Harper, start gathering our people. Sam, I need you to figure out how these artifact pieces work. And someone try to establish communication with the Alliance survivors. We're going to need all the help we can get. As the crew of the Horizon mobilized, Ilara focused on the precursor knowledge within her mind. There had to be a way to use it, to understand this place and find a way back to normal space. Fragments of information coalesced in her thoughts. This realm they were in, it wasn't just the space between realities. It was a kind of forge, a place where the fundamental forces of the universe could be shaped and remade. The artifact, Ilara realized aloud. It wasn't just a beacon or a library. It was a key to this place, a tool for reshaping reality itself. Dr. Ree's voice came through, excited despite the dire circumstances. Captain, I think I figured something out. These artifact pieces, they're like seeds. In this environment, with the right energy, we can grow them, Ilara finished. Rebuild the artifact or make something new entirely. A plan began to form in Ilara's mind. It was audacious, perhaps even insane, but it was their best shot at survival and at stopping whatever nefarious plot was unfolding. Listen up, everyone, she broadcast to all frequencies. We're going to rebuild our ship, not just the Horizon, but something new. A vessel that can navigate this space and get us home. There was a moment of stunned silence before the comms erupted with questions and exclamations. Ilara let it wash over her for a moment before cutting through the chatter. I know it sounds impossible, she said, her voice firm, but look at where we are. Look at what we've already survived. The artifact gave us knowledge, gave us power. Now it's time to use it. As the crew of the Horizon began to rally, Ilara noticed movement from the Alliance survivors. A familiar insectoid form approached. Kavax, the Vexcar admiral. You propose to meddle with forces beyond your comprehension. Kavax chittered, his telepathic voice tinged with a mix of fear and grudging respect. Ilara met his compound eyes without flinching. Maybe, but right now, those forces are our only shot at survival. You can either help us or get out of our way. For a long moment, Kavax was silent. Then, to Ilara's surprise, he dipped his head in what might have been a nod. Perhaps we underestimated your species, Captain Chen. Very well. The Alliance will assist in your endeavor. With the combined knowledge and skills of the human crew and their former adversaries, the work began. Fragments of ships were gathered, infused with the power of the artifact shards. Dr. Reeves and a team of scientists from various species worked to understand and harness the strange energies of this realm. Rage and Harper coordinated the efforts, their military training proving invaluable in organizing the disparate groups. And at the center of it all was Ilara, drawing upon the precursor knowledge to guide the construction of something entirely new. As the work progressed, the strange matter of the between space began to coalesce. What started as a skeletal framework soon grew into a vast, organic-looking vessel. It incorporated elements of human engineering, Alliance biotechnology, and precursor reality-shaping power. But they weren't working unopposed. The mysterious stealth ship and its crew made several attempts to disrupt their efforts, launching hit-and-run attacks that threatened to unravel their tenuous grasp on this malleable realm. During one such attack, as energy beams lanced through the non-space around them, Ilara had an epiphany. She reached out with her mind, feeling the ebb and flow of this strange dimension. With a thought, she twisted the fabric of quasi-reality, causing the enemy's attack to curve harmlessly away. "That's it," she exclaimed. "This place, it responds to our will. Our ship, our weapons, they can be whatever we imagine them to be." As understanding spread through the coalition of humans and aliens, their collaborative project evolved. The ship became more than just a vessel. It was an extension of their collective will, a manifestation of their combined ingenuity and determination. Finally, after what felt like both an eternity and no time at all, their creation was complete. The ship, which the crew had taken to calling the Phoenix, hung in the non-space, a testament to what could be accomplished when species work together in the face of cosmic adversity. As Ilara took her place on the bridge of this impossible vessel, surrounded by her crew and their newfound allies, she felt a surge of pride and hope. They had done the impossible. Now came the hard part, finding their way home and confronting whoever had orchestrated this cosmic chess game. "All hands," she called out, her voice resonating through the ship and the very fabric of this strange realm. "Prepare for dimensional transit. Let's show the universe what humanity and our allies are truly capable of." The Phoenix engines, if they could be called that, hummed to life. Reality itself seemed to bend around them as Ilara focused her will, guided by the precursor knowledge and supported by the combined mental efforts of the entire crew. With a flash of light that seemed to ripple through every possible spectrum, the Phoenix tore through the barrier between dimensions. They were going home, but the greatest challenge still lay ahead. The fate of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy hung in the balance, and Captain Ilara Chen and her crew were ready to face whatever came next. Resolution and new horizons. The fabric of reality shuddered as the Phoenix burst back into normal space. On the bridge, Captain Ilara Chen gripped the arms of her chair, her mind still reeling from the transition. Around her, the crew, human and alien alike, worked in perfect synchronization, their experiences in the between space having forged an unbreakable bond. "Status report," Ilara called out, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. Ray's fingers danced across his console, which now seemed to respond as much to his thoughts as to his touch. "We've emerged in the Orion Arm, Captain, approximately 3 light-years from Earth." Dr. Reeves chimed in, her eyes wide as she processed the stream of data flowing through the ship's sensors. "The Phoenix's capabilities are extraordinary. We're detecting quantum fluctuations, tachyon emissions, even traces of dark matter. This ship isn't just crossing space, it's weaving through the very fabric of the cosmos." Ilara nodded, allowing herself a small smile. They had done the impossible, but their mission was far from over. "Any sign of our mysterious adversaries?" As if in answer to her question, alarms blared across the bridge. A sleek, predatory vessel shimmered into existence before them, the same ship that had destroyed the precursor artifact. "They followed us through," Harper reported from Tactical, his voice grim. "And they're charging weapons." Ilara's mind raced. They had the advantage of surprise, but for how long? Evasive maneuvers. "Raj, get us out of here." The Phoenix responded instantly, not so much moving through space as shifting reality around itself. Energy beams from the enemy ship lanced through the void where they had been moments before. "Captain," Kovacs chittered from his station, where he served as a liaison to the Alliance survivors. "I'm detecting a transmission from a hostile vessel. It's aimed at Earth." Ilara's blood ran cold. "Can you intercept it?" The Vexcar's mandibles clicked in concentration. "Negative, but I can trace its destination." There was a pause, then Kovacs's compound eyes widened in what might have been shock. "It's being received by multiple points on your planet. Military installations, government facilities. They have allies on Earth." Ilara realized, the implications hitting her like a physical blow. This was never just about the artifact. It's a coup. As the gravity of the situation sank in, the enemy ship launched another barrage. This time, a glancing blow struck the Phoenix, sending shudders through its biomechanical frame. "Return fire," Ilara commanded, her voice ringing with authority. Harper's hands flew over his console, but instead of traditional weapons, the Phoenix responded with a burst of concentrated quantum energy. The beam struck the enemy vessel, causing its cloaking field to flicker and fail. "Got you," Ilara muttered. Then louder, "Hail them." All frequencies. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a face that made Ilara's jaw clench in anger. It was Admiral Yuzuki Sato, her former mentor and superior. "I'm disappointed, Ilara," Sato said, her voice cold. "You were supposed to die out there with the rest of them." "Why?" Ilara demanded, struggling to keep her composure. "What could possibly be worth betraying everything we stand for?" As the ship prepared for its first official mission, Ilara stood on the bridge, gazing out at the star-filled expanse before them. Raj, Sam, Harper, Kovacs, and the rest of her unlikely family stood with her, each feeling the weight and excitement of the moment. "Where to, Captain?" Raj asked, his hand hovering over the navigation controls. Ilara smiled, her eyes gleaming with the reflected light of distant stars. "Everywhere, Lieutenant. We're going everywhere." With a thought, the Phoenix engaged its reality-altering drive. In a burst of impossible colors, it vanished into the cosmic tapestry, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of a united galaxy. The adventure, it seemed, was only just beginning.